Welcome to another episode of OG55 Live. We are back in the studio. We got Mr. Webba. We got Mr. Choo Choo Caboose, theme park conductor, and we got Tommy Toon. We are taking your questions, your comments. Up next, OG55. Let's get started right now.
I ain't got nothing to say but West Side.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to this fine Saturday evening. You are tuned into OG55 Live. We got these great guys with me today, Mr. Webba, theme park conductor, and Tommy Toon. We got a lot of great peeps in the chat, too. We got Mr. Seymour Duck, our boy Tones, Bad Thought Studio. We got Conductor in the chat, Vegas Disney, Matthew Murr, Remy D. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Before we get started with our festivities, Mr. Webba, where can everybody find you on social media, sir?
Absolutely. OG, thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited to be here. You can find me on Threads, Instagram, and Twitter at Mr. Webba91. You can also find me here on OG55.
There he is, Mr. Webba. And we got Mr. Theme Park Conductor, Mr. Choo Choo. He likes that caboose. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Conductor, where can everybody find you, sir?
Absolutely. Always a great time to be on Orange Grove 55 with all three of you. It's an amazing time. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Blue Sky at Theme Park Conductor. You can find me on X at Theme Conductor. You can also find me every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Conductor live streams. So definitely go check it out.
There he is, Mr. Choo Choo. And we get last, but certainly not least, Mr. Tommy Toon, who's becoming a regular here on OG55. We got to hang out last weekend. It was amazing, Tommy. Where can everybody find you on social media, sir?
Yeah, what's up, OG, man? It's always nice coming on, hanging out with you guys. I appreciate it. So, yeah, you guys can find me on YouTube at Tommy Toon World and on Instagram at TommyToon_.
Let's rock and roll. Let's get this live show started. Oh, let's do this. Let's do this. Actually, hold on one sec. I'm feeling kind of like frisky tonight. So I'm actually gonna freestyle. I'm gonna try my luck on freestyling over this beat. Let's see if I can do it. One sec. I'm gonna make it Disney related though. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Jonas Bros. Wait, hold on. One more time. Here we go. Let's go. Here we go. Jonas Bros music. We like to dance. Magic keyblade tucked in my pants.
Oh, that was hard.
Yes.
You actually got one right behind you, Tommy.
Yeah, there it is.
It's pretty sick, dude.
Absolutely. There we go. We're going to karaoke night.
There we go. So Tommy, you're next. Here we go.
I don't got no heat. I'm sorry. I know I'm from the Bay Area, but I got no heat, bro.
All right, fellas, let's go ahead and dive right in. Let's rock and roll. And Tones, he knows me pretty well. Absolutely. My boy Tones knows me pretty well. All right, let's rock and roll. We got Mr. Matthew Murr with 10 euros. I don't like to say this, but I wish Lilo and Stitch wasn't successful. I really believe that if Disney had suffered at least 2 live action bombs in close succession, originality might have had its way. Yeah, absolutely, Matthew. I mean, Lilo and Stitch is doing amazing numbers. Okay. Massive weekend. It's going to be $1 billion movie, like almost certainly. Families, the normies are absolutely falling in love with this movie. I think it's projected to make $400 million the opening weekend worldwide, which is absolutely insane on a $100 million budget. So yeah, Matthew, I know you were kind of wishing it was going to flop, but this movie ain't flopping. Mr. Webba, what do you think about live action Lilo and Stitch, bro?
Yeah. So I actually do see Matthew's point, right? Is that these live action movies, There has been some that have been okay. You know, some are, I would say a lot of them are mid, right? But then a lot of them are also just not good. So I think if something is successful, right, and we see it when something is successful or even non-successful, that sends a message to the company, to the studio, right? So let's say if something comes out and it's really good and people like it, but it doesn't make any money, well, they're not going to do anything with it, right? Or if it makes a lot of money, but people just didn't care for it, but everybody went to go see it, they're like, oh, people liked it. It made money. Let's do another one, or let's focus on this franchise, right? So I think there's a disconnect between the audience and then the studio when it comes to that. But again, they just want the money. So yes, Matthew, I do understand, you know, but they know Lilo and Stitch is a hot IP for Disney. They're going to get this movie out, make money, and they're going to be like, bam, see guys, we told you this live action stuff is good.
Oh yeah, it's big moolah. And here's the thing: the cool thing about Lilo and Stitch as a franchise, it can do for like us theme park fans. You can do a Tomorrowland Lilo and Stitch attraction because you got that Stitch alien angle, but you can also do like that Hawaii kind of like islander thing and have an attraction like in Adventureland. So it's a pretty versatile franchise. But Tommy, what do you think, man? Lilo and Stitch live action over here killing it. What do you think?
Man, they're killing it, man. Those popcorn buckets were going crazy. The one at Regal and AMC were full size Lilo or Stitch, Stitch, the character, and it was flocked. It was like fuzzy. Those things were going for $50. They sold out like that online. In person, I checked my Regal when I got back from Disney. They said they already dropped a week ago and sold out in the first 2 days. So, the movie's going to be big when the popcorn buckets and all the merch is flying off the shelf. And you knew it was going to be big too, like how they had Stitch busting out of the Thunderbolts promo a couple weeks ago. I do understand where Matthew's coming from, though, because, if you got the fire lit underneath Disney's heels or whatever, they're going to be nervous and try to do something and scramble to make something great. I feel like what you were saying, Webba, that there's a disconnect. Like, you kind of have to have a producer, director, or actor that fuses them together. Like, for instance, when Ryan Reynolds did Deadpool and Wolverine, he kind of was the fans and the production, together. So he knew what to give the fans. You know what I mean? I feel like those Stitch is going to be a guarantee no matter what, right?
Yeah, 100%, Tommy. What say you, Mr. Conductor, Mr. Choo Choo?
Mr. Choo Choo, I love it. I seen all the promos, seen the trailer for the movie way back when. I knew it was going to be a massive success. Even when I was at Disneyland with all you guys for the opening of the 70th, I went in plenty of different stores and whatnot, and exactly what Tommy was talking about, the merch. The merch has been flying off the shelves. We've all seen commercials on social media, on TV about the live action Stitch kind of inserting himself in the different, like previews and other commercials. So Disney's trying to ramp him up, but I don't feel that Stitch really needed that. Like, he needed a little bit, but I think at this point they're starting to kind of go a little overboard. But I get it, though. I get it, because like you gentlemen said, in theory, that the movie's going to do at least $1 billion. And that franchise is something they can insert into the park. And what good place they could put it in, like OG was saying, is in Tomorrowland. Yeah. To this very day, Tomorrowland still does not have an identity. It's like walking into Nuketown on Call of Duty and everything's just blown up and just, deserted. So it needs something.
Yeah, no, well said. Absolutely. Yeah. The Lilo and Stitch marketing campaign for the live action movie is mimicking the animated Lilo and Stitch marketing campaign where, like you were saying, Conductor, where he kind of takes over the other Disney classic movies. And I think he's even taken over some new franchises like Marvel and things like that. So it's kind of cool. It's a little homage to the way they marketed the first film, but this thing is going to be a banger. It's going to make a lot of money. But I want to thank you for the question, Mr. Matthew Murr. We got Lene Ward in the house. Lene is here. OG55 mentioned creating content. OG55 mentioned creating content since 2016 in another video. It's almost been 10 years, yo. That's crazy. 10 years. Is there any specific content you worked really hard on and are super proud of in the past, but you never got the love it deserved? One of the things that I wish got a little more love, a little more eyeballs, is some of the non-park stuff. Like, since the beginning, since 2016, I've been doing a lot of non-park stuff. I reported a lot on Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars nerd, but those Star Wars videos, man, they would flop hard, you know? And it's sad because, I mean, and I still make them. I'll still make the movie stuff. Like, I don't care. Like, the views don't matter to me. I do it because I love this stuff. So, but I just wish that they would get a little more love, though, from the audience, like the non-park stuff. Another thing, too, is I'm just, honestly, I just want to see, like, okay, so Webba, this guy is amazing. This guy's a hard worker. This guy works his ass off. Behind the scenes, you should see this guy with his 2 shows here on the channel. I want to see more love to the Legoland videos that this man does and all that stuff. I want to see some of those Legoland videos get to 1,000 views and really crush it, because Webba is amazing, and I just want everyone to show the Webba videos more love. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much where I'm at. But Webba, you want to give everybody a little taste of what you do over there with the 2 shows and stuff? So.
Yeah, thank you, OG. Again, I do really appreciate it, and for everybody watching, thank you so much for watching the show. And if it wasn't for OG, I wouldn't actually be doing any videos. Also I have to give a big shout out to VashSky Parkcast, Tones Poppy and Ken and Camper. It's actually my first ever time being on a YouTube show was on their channel, and then I came on to OG55. So big shout out to OG55 and the Bad Thoughts boys. Thank you so much. But yeah, so here on OG55, I have a few shows. I have Webba Vision, which is just podcast style format, just like this, except of a few topics that Mr. Webba wants to talk about. And then there's also Web Shots, which are quick, short formats of videos about like specific small topics. Like we did one about like the Haunted Mansion and like the possible removal of like the hanging body there, right? We did one about Six Flags with Theme Park Wizard, right? So it's just like short formatted videos quickly. And then of course we have Lego Live, which that will be coming back once I'm done moving. And then we also just had Webba Wednesdays with Cordy in California, OG and George, which is Mr. Webba Live, OG55. So again, I'm going to give a big shout out and thank you to OG55. Thank you so much, man, for letting me have those videos and the shows on your channel. Yeah,
no, they're fun. They're fun. And as a first-time Legoland visitor about 2 weeks ago, it's a great little park. It's a great little park. Even being an older person, you will find some value in that park for sure. And I gotta tell you, Tones, you're in the chat, our buddy Bad Thought Studio. The Goofy Sky School style attraction at Legoland goes hard. Like I was in this thing going, okay, I really regret riding this. I thought, oh, Legoland, right? It's Legoland, bro. Like anything Legoland throws at me, I'm good. That one, I was like, okay. That first drop was crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's great. It's so much fun, but Tones would hate it though.
Oh, he wouldn't like it. Absolutely.
Wait until you ride Stark Flight Labs. Wait until you ride that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll meet you in the gift shop, conductor. Have a blast, bro.
Wow.
Have a blast. Friend of the channel, Mr. Lucas and Disney member for 10 months, and Mr. Seymour Duck member for 10 months. Both of these gentlemen are amazing. Thank you, Mr. Duck and Lucas and Disney, for being a member for so long. Appreciate you guys so much. Question: what are you guys expecting from Destination D23 2025? Do you think Disney will finally reveal $17 billion projects they've been quiet about? I think we're going to get more at Destination D23 than fans are expecting, Lucas, because they moved it to a bigger venue. So the last time they moved a convention to a bigger venue, it was D23 this past August. And look, we've been very critical of Josh D'Amaro. Okay, I mean, we've all been very critical of his leadership at Disney experiences. But one of the things that he did right was at Expo and how much they announced. He threw everything at us. So the fact that they're going to do a bigger venue, I think we're gonna get some big news, and I'm really looking forward to, obviously, because I'm a West Coaster, Lucas. I'm kind of biased for Disneyland Resort. I'm really looking forward to hopefully some more details on like the Coco like boat ride and the Pandora land coming to DCA. That's what I'm really looking forward to. So we'll see. But no, I think it's going to be a big one, Lucas. I think that we're going to get a lot of new stuff, I think. And we're also going to get some news on existing announcements that, maybe fleshed out. So, so we'll see. But Webba, what do you think, brother?
I do think we will get something, and I hope we get something because it's been far too long, especially with like this Marvel crap, right? Oh, speaking of Marvel, can we just please real quick talk about the new Spider-Man freaking land coming to the China park? Bro, what is up with that? We get this crappy toaster oven Spider-Man ride here. Yay. And they would tell me freaking China's going to get a badass Mr. Webba land? Come on, with the cool coaster? Like, bro, this land is going to be sick. And this is going to be a top-notch, great land like they've done like for Frozen and for whatever else, right? Like how come we can't get this stuff over here? What's up with that? Why can't, Florida and California get this stuff? Come on, man. Let's get a badass Mr. Webba Spider-Man ride or even land over here, dude. Come on.
Let's do it.
If they do that, we're sending you up in the corner for meet and greets and signatures. That's happening.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta have a Mr. Webba meet and greet at the Mr. Webba land, right? I mean, come on. Absolutely. But Tommy, what are your thoughts on that, brother? Do you think we're gonna get big news at this Destination D23 in a few months?
So I would love some big news. I would love something brand new, like you mentioned. I would love more updates on when construction starts. But this is the destination one. I seen Jason Hill said he's rolling there, and then Hey Bricky said he's gonna show up but not go, so he could just post the updates live, right? So we can follow those guys, for quick updates if you want to know. Yeah.
No, absolutely. What say you, conductor?
So I want to agree with all you guys. I think what we're gonna get from what you're saying, OG, it's going to move to a bigger venue. So that's a good sign right there. I think what I can agree with is existing projects are going to be given an update so people know what's going on. The other thing is, I think something's going to get mentioned about the cruise line. I also think that we're going to get a lot more detail about this Abu Dhabi park and what's going to go in it. So I think that's going to be brought up as well. So I 100% believe that Disneyland and the existing projects for Disneyland Forward are going to be talked about. Hopefully there is some type of update to that because, to kind of hear these little minute updates on social media, I would kind of hope until we as the Disney community go to the Disneyland park and start seeing vertical construction, at least, Josh tomorrow, at least he can, give us an update on these projects until we start seeing vertical construction. Because we don't know what's going behind these walls and certain areas where these attractions and lands are going. So
go ahead,
I want to ask Tommy and Conductor this because I don't think we've asked them. So question for both of you guys is, so I've mentioned a lot on the channel that I feel personally that Disney should do what Universal does, which is fantastic. And that is announce what you're doing once the walls are up and you're doing construction. Because I feel Disney has shot themselves in the foot plenty of times, especially recently, where they announce, and then crickets. Where is it?
Well, okay, so, Tommy, you go first.
Well, I mean, Disney's been doing that for a while, and then they don't even drop certain things. Like in Star Wars, or whatever, there's like going to be a restaurant, right, from Batu or something. But yeah, man, Universal pumps it out, bro. I don't know, they're crazy. They got all the construction workers or something. I don't know. They lease it out or something. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I know what you mean. I'd rather have a concrete set plan because as a fan, I want to know when I can come the first day. When am I going to be able to be there the first time it's open? And when you guys announce a whole bunch of things, like, they're just constructing the Avengers campus right now, like getting the walls up. Like, they just take a long time. So I know what you mean.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. We got friend of the channel, amazing friend of the channel and a moderator here and a member here. We got Disney Diva Gem. We want to thank you, Disney Diva Gem, so much for everything you do. Thank you so, so much. She says here, wow, the Epic Universe tickets aren't selling. That's interesting. Now, this is interesting because there were some talk that Universal was capping the attendance because they didn't want to like overwhelm, I guess, the system, because some of the stuff is still pretty fresh, right? Like the battle at the Ministry of Magic and things like that. They didn't want to have like a packed park when things aren't like 100% still. But I actually got a text message from our friend Alia, who we did a video with yesterday, Eva, right? Yes. And apparently Blog Mickey is saying that Epic Universe tickets are available for day of purchases and have been available every day since opening. Universal isn't capping attendance. So I guess they're available. So it's not like they're capping it out where it's like they're limiting the amount of people, because you can still buy tickets, but the park hasn't been busy. What are your thoughts on that, Eva? Why is this happening?
So I will say, and I still stand by this, I haven't heard anybody in like my personal life, right, outside of us in the theme park community. I haven't heard anybody mention Epic Universe. Like, do people even know about this thing? I get it, there's ads and stuff like that, but is Epic Universe really in the conscious mind of the public? Right?
That's the issue. Yeah, because I've talked to like coworkers, like normies and stuff, and a lot of them don't know. Now, mind you, I'm in California, so we all are here. We're West Coast, right? But we're all Californians. But I mean, yeah, that's a problem, right? That you ask a lot of people. Yeah, see, our friend Theme Park Assemble here, by the way, a fantastic content creator. Make sure you check him out on YouTube. He does amazing work. He's based out of Florida, but it says here, I asked people at my job and they didn't know.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a problem, right? Because I think Epic Universe seems like a really fantastic park. I haven't been yet, but it looks really cool. But Universal's got to get out there and really start marketing this thing. What say you, Tommy?
So I don't have anything per se to that question, but it's definitely Epic related. So guess what I found out today? I found out, I think it's through your homie that we may have played. So the Ministry of Magic, if you get lifted up off the seat, like when you're spinning, I guess it shuts down. So they stopped going to this part that has a big, I don't know what it is, a loop or big something where you get lifted up off the seat. So the ride doesn't like stop abruptly as much anymore. So they may be working on changing the route in the ride. I haven't been on it yet, but that's what I saw online. Yeah,
I saw that too. Like the drop or whatever is
right.
There's a sensor.
Yeah, they're not. It's a sensor. It's causing all kinds of chaos. What say you, conductor? The tickets supposedly they aren't really selling. It's been kind of empty. Like, what are your thoughts?
So my thoughts were, because I've been watching everyone's live stream on grand opening day. Don't get me wrong, it was packed because of press, because of content creators, because it's the shiny new toy. Everyone wanted to go check it out day one, but the more and more I watched live streams, watched videos, it seems like grand opening weekend, I could be wrong, but to me, it seems like grand opening weekend was a rough start. And to your point as well, OG, I don't think they're marketing the correct way. Because like you just said, you ask normies at your work, do you know what Epic Universe is? And they're like, they stare at you funny and look at you like, what the hell are you talking about? So I think if Universal wants to change that around, I think what they need to start doing is at their Universal parks. I'm not just talking about in Florida. I'm not talking about just on the West Coast. I'm talking about even internationally. I'm talking about people on their email lists that they have. Start getting the information out there. Even talk to travel advisors and their loyal client base that the travel advisors have. Start send the information out. It's a little late now, but you could still recover a little bit of it. But the fact that most people don't know what Epic Universe is, and then like Tommy was saying about the sensor issue on the Ministry of Magic ride, that ride, so I was told that queue alone, this is how big it is, that queue alone can hold 7 hours of wait time for people, for guests. So the fact that attraction goes down because of a simple little sensor underneath the seat and it shuts down like that is a major downfall and flaw that needs to be addressed.
Well said. Well said. We got our friend Lucas in Disney with a $5 super chat. Lucas, thank you so much, brother. Still calling 17 billion bucks. I like that. 17 billion bucks. Bucks, Mr. Seymour Duck. 17 billion bucks. Got a paper cut. No, still calling 17 billion bucks project. Disney bought Marvel rights and Universal is removing Marvel Island and we're getting Marvel attractions. I wouldn't be surprised. I've been saying this for a long time, Lucas. A lot of fans disagree with me and that's fine, but it's in Universal's best interest too to get rid of Marvel Island. And I know a lot of people at home are probably like, oh my God, OG has lost his mind. Why would they do that? Because what are you going to do with it? It's a dead end land. Disney's never going to authorize them to do anything with it. All they can do is make it look pretty. They can paint it 19 different ways and make it look nice. Disney's never going to give Universal the green light to create an attraction there. So Universal has done some amazing things. They have some great in-house IP with like Back to the Future, all that good stuff. They have some great partnerships with like Nintendo. You can do a Pokemon area in there. Lucas, man, you've been saying for a long time, brother, and for a long time I was poo-pooing it with the One Piece stuff. I was like, I don't know, man. At FanFest, we all did FanFest, that One Piece stuff, and especially shout out to the Nami cosplayers. They were killing it, you know. They were absolutely killing it, and the demand for that is huge. I mean, you can do One Piece, you can do anime. So why would Universal like corner themselves and have a property that they can't really do anything with? It's kind of looking outdated already. So yeah, Lucas, I mean, that's not too far fetched. What say you, Mr. Webba? You're basically related to Marvel Spider-Man. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, yes, I mean, like I would love to go from Universal to Disney. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? Is with the projects, there's a lot of them going on. Okay, so we have the Marvel, we have the Pixar, you know, Coco, Pandora, which we still haven't heard anything about, you know, even Coco. And then there's also the Eastern Gateway, you know. So and then that's only Disneyland, and also we have Walt Disney World stuff and whatnot. So I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, we get some information about at least stuff for Disneyland, right? You know, because we've been waiting forever for that. I know we're now getting the Marvel stuff, but what about Coco, Pandora, and Eastern Gateway Project, all that good stuff, right? So I'm just really hoping we get stuff about that for here. I know it'll probably be other stuff for Florida and whatnot, but I feel Disneyland, personally, like I feel like that it's such an amazing park and a resort, but I feel like it kind of falls behind the other destinations in terms of what's being brought over to the resort compared to like Florida, China, you know, Tokyo, right? So I really hope that we get a lot of stuff for Disneyland.
There we go, Mr. Tommy Toon. What say you, brother?
Well, I'm going to go backwards a little bit. So, per George Italiano himself, he's at Epic. He said it was not crowded today. He said it was not packed, per his words.
See what I'm saying? That's an issue.
Let's give Florida, let's give them some slack though, because you know what, I'm on both sides with that part, is because Florida's a vacation state, but then Epic, you know, Universe, they gave us time to go there, so it is weird. I don't know. They gave us enough time to buy our tickets and stuff, but maybe more locals should come out. You know. But so what was the question for right now?
Well, the one that we're talking about now is Marvel Superhero Island at IOA, right?
Right.
Lucas is predicting that Universal is going to get rid of that and give the rights to Disney. I would agree. I think that's not, I don't know about like right away, but I think it's like eventually it will happen. But what say you?
So, hey, Lucas, man, I think it's just, is it comic book characters that they own and then just Incredible Hulk in general, right? So I think it's just comic, right? So, I mean, we're getting X-Men and it's a whole bunch of stuff over here with Marvel and MCU and Hollywood. They're figuring everything out with Kevin Feige. I think they need to remove that because they can't really do much with it. Of course, hold on to Incredible Hulk, but if they need to sell his rights or get rid of it, I mean, I don't know if Universal will ever get rid of Hulk or if Sony will ever get rid of Spider-Man. But, that's the hard part because, Spider-Man at Avengers Campus, it's, the web shooters are different. The suit's different. I mean, Disney had to make their own Spider-Man basically with Tom Holland, though, which was good at least.
Yeah. No, well said. Well said. What do you think, Mr. Choo Choo?
Mr. Choo Choo. So what I think it's smart at this point for Universal to let go. Let Disney deal with what they own, because we've talked about it before, even with the Simpsons, and Disney, going online. Oh, should we build a Simpsons land in Disneyland? Yeah, that's gonna go over like a lead balloon. But the thing is, the way I look at it is, because I've been saying it on my live streams, I've been talking to other people. Universal, at least out here on the West Coast, Universal is literally right across the street from Warner Brothers. And the longest discussion that a lot of us have had for a long time is that Comcast has been looking to buy out Warner Brothers. And why is this important? This is important for this exact situation. You got an entire land that is now going to be owned by Disney, the IP of it. Also, you got The Simpsons that's owned by Disney. You have a lot of opportunity there. And I'm not just talking about just for the theme park everyday guests. I'm talking about because a lot of us, all of us have done Halloween Horror Nights. We absolutely loved it. OG did it last year, absolutely loved it. And I think, there's a lot of opportunity for Universal to, gain on that. So if Disney wants to take their little super, Marvel land and they want to take the Simpsons and go run with it, hey, see ya. Because Universal's going to respond back and say, hey, we're going to buy out Warner Brothers. So now we're going to own those IPs and put it in our parks. So good luck, Disney.
Yeah, Universal has enough resources in-house and licensing deals. They'll be fine. And I think they'll be actually more than fine. I think they'll be better off getting rid of the Marvel stuff just because their hands are so tied being connected to Disney. They're getting rid of the Simpsons stuff. I think that contract ends, next year, Conductor?
2028, but I heard starting next year, they are going to start demoing both lands in both coasts starting next year.
Next year,
So sorry, guys. So I have a question. Back to the whole why crowds are low at Epic Universe. Sure. I have another kind of theory, I guess, if you guys want to talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
And I pointed this up to you a couple of videos ago about Disneyland Forward, right? With the current theme park trend, we have big, expansive lands, but it's singular IP, right? When you look at Epic Universe, that's kind of what it is. And my worry was that, is there going to be enough? Is there how much acreage are you taking up for X amount of IPs because they're all just one land of that IP, right? So do you think people are looking at Epic Universe and being like, yeah, it's just, there's cool stuff there, but it's not really enough to do. Do you think maybe that could be a factor? Because again, it's like if you took a Cars and a Galaxy's Edge, except different IPs, and you had 5 lands of that size of different IPs, and that's it.
Right, I see where you're coming from because Disneyland and stuff. Overarching the generalized idea is Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, but then you get the lands, right? I see where you're coming from, and then here, their overarching thing is celestial. They're trying to do constellations, astronomy, but they're I noticed that they're trying to build up that teddy bear. I forgot the name of it, but they have this bear mascot that they're putting on all the merch would be the overarching theme of the land, right? I see what you mean because it's hard. You know, you got all these different lands, but people aren't familiar with the generalized theme yet, which would Disney, you know, it's Mickey, and people could say that, you know, or like Pixar stuff or whatever they would like at California Adventure. Yeah, that's a good point. Like people may not be interested in spending their money just to go to one IP if they're only excited for Harry Potter or only excited for, you know, How to Train Your Dragon.
Right. And one of my biggest criticisms, and I've been very bullish on Epic Universe, but one of my biggest criticisms though is I feel like there aren't enough like everybody rides, like a Pirates of the Caribbean or like a Haunted Mansion style thing. They got some great stuff, like the Monsters Unchained and what's the other one, the Harry Potter one. But a lot of those are still pretty. Like your grandma ain't going on Monsters Unchained. I'll tell you that right now. You know.
Right. That's exactly.
You know.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. It's like you know, you can't, and that's what I think this park is kind of missing. If they can add in like one or two of those everybody rides, I think we're good. Oh, and by the way, Tommy, that bear Theme Parks Assemble says Captain Cacao.
Oh, thank you, Assemble. Yeah, there we go, Captain Cacao. See, he knew what's up already.
He knows. I'm telling you, Theme Parks Assemble is awesome, man. Great guy, cool content creator. Check him out. Alia Aloha. I don't think Comcast will buy Warner Brothers. They're super cheap now and still no move. Big picture, companies have realized the Trump admin isn't as M&A merger and acquisition, by the way, merger and acquisition friendly as they presumed. Yeah, probably true, Alia. Alia is the one too. Alia follows this stuff very, very closely. I mean, you really got to, if anyone kind of has their finger on the pulse of this kind of thing, it's Alia for sure. But I mean, I would just, like, as a fan, would love Comcast to buy Warner Brothers just because I love the Warner Brothers IP. When I was a kid, I would watch Animaniacs and Tiny Toons and all that stuff.
All of it.
It's a beautiful library, and I feel Zaslav is just like shit in the bed with this one. You know, he's completely destroyed. I don't know, but yeah, you're probably right, Alia. They probably won't, unfortunately, because I think Comcast would do a much better job nurturing that franchise than the current, administration or leadership. I think I missed yeah, here we go. We got Lucas and Disney in the house with a $10 super chat. Lucas, thank you so much. Appreciate you, brother. One Piece creator Akiro Oda married a Nami cosplayer. Oh, look at this. Awesome. Shows how he loves drawing Nami a lot. Fun fact, Oda has gotten inspirations from Disney artwork such as Tony Baxter, Mark Hennon of Iworks. That's awesome. That is really, really cool. Awesome. Thank you, Lucas. Appreciate that little fun fact there.
Man, One Piece been around forever. Forever.
Yeah, absolutely. He said One Piece Land or Zelda Land. Yeah,
I'll
honestly,
take both for sure.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
So to answer Lucas's question, in Epic Universe, when you walk into Super Nintendo World there, and you walk in, there's a bunch of references to Zelda. So I think Zelda's going to come first, but I kid you not, like OG said earlier, all four of us have been to FanFest out here in Hollywood for Universal, and One Piece, between the merch, people in cosplay, the meet and greets, the decor, everyone was just having a blast. So I would not axe out a One Piece land, but I think a Zelda land is going to come to Epic Universe or some type of Universal park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Go ahead, Webba.
I'll say, imagine if you go to Universal and you like enter the land of Hyrule, bro.
Oh,
dude. Yeah, and then like knowing Universal, they have the music blasting. Da, 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 da. Oh, dude, that'd be so sick.
Dude, that'd be sick. And I think Epic Universe is really the park for that franchise. I just feel like that would just be so epic. Absolutely. Lene Ward here says Epic Universe needs a cannabis dispensary and more shady areas. Yeah. I don't smoke. I don't smoke the cannabis, Lene. But I mean, hey, out here in California, there's a pretty good chance of something like that happening, you know. And more shady areas, absolutely. I that was one of my biggest complaints. I haven't been to the park yet, but from what I've seen, in the comments, if you've been, let me know if it's a thing when you're there. It does seem a little sparse with the big trees. Now, I do understand some of these trees are going to grow in and it will get more full. Like DCA, that Grizzly Peak area has really filled in the last 20 something years. So that's a thing for sure. But there's even a lot of areas though at Epic Universe that don't even have trees at all though. And if you don't have a tree there, then it's not going to, you know, you need to plant the tree though, you know? So a lot of that area around like that main, like Bellagio fountain thing in front of the Helios, there's no really shade structures. There's no like, you know, trees really there. I think they really need to address that. Florida gets really hot. Tommy, you know, you always say it, you're a ginger, you know? So if you're out there at the water, what are you going to do? You know, there's no protection from the sun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly, man. There's no protection. I've been seeing, shout out Ordinary Adventures. They posted a little bit of areas where the shade's at. Kind of when you're like sitting down by the fountain. I don't know the map too well, but yeah, man, that Ministry of Magic area or the Harry Potter area looks like has the most shade because the buildings and stuff. But man, it looks rough. And How to Train Your Dragon and Isle of Berk, all those areas look rough, man.
It looks hotter than a bag of Takis, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Looks hot. Mr. Sam Chat, friend of the channel and member here on OG55. Thank you, Sam Chat, for being a member and a good friend of the channel. We love you, brother. I think Comcast buying WB would definitely make competition between the two companies even more intense. But I agree. Sometimes think that the acquisition would be the end of Disney. Oh, that's interesting. Wow, that's bold at the end. I don't know if it would be the end of Disney. I think it would certainly scare Disney, though. People say that Epic Universe had Bob Iger flipping tables and like freaking out. Nah, it doesn't. No. But this absolutely would, because what Comcast buying Warner Brothers would mean for Universal is huge. I mean, it's not just the park. I mean, you can do a ton with the parks, but I mean, look, even like the Harry Potter franchise is Warner Brothers. So they wouldn't even have to spend money on licensing for those Potter lands. Yes. You have all that IP with the Looney Tunes, all the Cartoon Network stuff is Warner Brothers, the Hanna-Barbera, Scooby-Doo, all that. They would own that. You know what I'm saying? It would be massive. Between the parks, the studio, the movies, all that stuff, it would be a massive game change for like the industry. So Disney would be freaking out for sure, because Comcast would inherit a massive library. And it would rival the Mouse House.
And that would spread across every single event that Universal hosts. HHN, FanFest nights, this mega movie summer brand new event that's coming, many other events, even the Christmas holidays. It would open up so many opportunities, and it would give Disney a run for its money. It wouldn't take Disney over, but it would definitely give them a run for their money.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Conductor, you did say money.
Brand new money, brand new hundreds, got a bunch of zeros like a bag of new Funyuns.
Yeah, like a bag of Funyuns. We got Mr. like a bag of Funyuns. We got Takis and Funyuns. Here we go. Ben Zacuto. Luigi's Mansion would be great for Epic, though. It would be like a Buzz Lightyear meets Haunted Mansion style attraction. Both are all ages and people eaters. I agree with you, Ben, 1,000%. I agree with you 1,000%. Yeah.
Ben, I don't need. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Ben, man, I'm on your side, but right now I don't need it to be permanent. All I need is to bring it for 2 months for HHN and maybe change it up a little bit. I don't need it permanent. I don't know. What do you think, Conductor?
So I 100% agree with you, because what they did with FanFest with One Piece, Star Trek, Dungeons and Dragons, it opened people's eyes to what Universal Creative, joined with other partners, of course, can bring to life for an event that can possibly turn into something down the road. So I think a Luigi's type haunted house at HHN would not be such a bad idea, because they can open the doors to future projects for that franchise, for that IP.
But I could hear Ben right now. He didn't say it, but I understand Super Nintendo World isn't at Universal Studios Florida, and HHN is there. It's not at Epic. So I do get it. I do understand. That would be cool, though, if it was permanent, too.
Yeah, well said. Lene Ward here with a fantastic question. Are they able to do parades at Epic? And are the characters allowed to leave their lands? I don't think they leave their lands, at least not yet. And it's still a brand new park. It just opened 2 days ago, but I haven't seen any of them leave their lands. That's interesting, though. And parades? See, it's weird, though, because like Epic kind of has a weird layout, right?
Definitely.
It has like that. It's like that corridor, like that celestial park with the bodies of water. I mean, man, I don't know. I haven't heard about any rumors of parades. I would imagine, though, Universal thought about that. I'm sure it's equipped for parades.
Yeah,
it has to be, right? It has to be.
Yeah. Well, look at DCA. We never thought it would be, all the stuff they have in there. We never thought it was going to be for parades, and they have it once in a while. So why not Epic?
Yeah. Well said.
Well, real quick, I want a question. That parade that they had shown off, was that at Universal Studios Florida and Hollywood, or Islands of Adventure?
Are you talking about the one with the Jaws float and the ET and all that?
Yeah.
That's Universal Studios Florida. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the studio park?
Studio park, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's a dope parade, but go ahead.
No, it is, because I'm thinking, does Universal really care about really doing parades though that much? I mean, because besides that parade, I think that's one of the few times in most recent years that they've done the parade.
Well, see, the answer to that question, Webba, which is very interesting, this ties back to FanFest nights, because Universal Japan did a parade for Super Nintendo World with all the characters, Mario, Bowser Jr., Yoshi, and that wound up leading to the point where when FanFest happened, I was told by our VIP tour guest, because I did the VIP tour grand opening night, because I didn't want to miss anything. And one of the things he said, whether it was true or not, I don't know, was that we are the first Universal park out of all the Universal parks, even Japan, to have a meet and greet with Yoshi. Obviously, Japan had him on a parade float, but we are the first Universal park to have him as a meet and greet. So when you're talking about parades, that's what kind of reference between Universal Japan and FanFest nights. Something as minor as that can lead to something bigger, in the future. So,
no, nice. That's awesome. OG, you're on. Can't hear you.
Sorry about that. Lucas and Disney here with the $2 super chat. HHN 2025, Silent Hill and Last of Us. Let's go.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. We got Mr. Candy Camper in the house. Mr. Webba and I did a video like the other day.
Nice.
Just like 3 or 4 days ago about Legoland and our first experience over there. And it was a really great video. Check it out. It's on the channel now. Candy Camper is a friend of the channel. He is part of the Bad Thoughts podcast with our buddy Tones from the Bad Thoughts studio. So check him out and check Tones out. They are really, really good guys, and they're family here at OG55, 1000%. We got a lot of questions. Here we go. We got Mr. CSRS. Do you think, actually, I don't know if you're a Mr. I don't want to misgender you, but we got CSRS in the house. Do you think Infinity Defense will be updatable? By the way, Mr. Webba, fun fact, Mr. Webba was misgendered on Star Tours, which was hilarious. Yeah. Can you go ahead and tell the story before we go on? I love that story.
Yes. So so me and George were just having a strange Disneyland day. Okay. Like weird stuff would just happen all day long. Anyways, we get to Star Tours. For some reason, we always have a problem with Star Tours, right? So we get on, and then, in the beginning when they're like, hey, we're looking for this rebel spy. And then have you seen blah, blah, blah? Well, in that sentence, right, because I'm talking to George the whole time I'm like, yeah, they won't get a picture of me because I'm talking to you, right? Bro, all of a sudden we get up there, halt. We're looking for those rebel spy. Have you seen her? and then my picture comes up. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, good.
That's fantastic. I love that story. Fantastic. CSRS here says, do you think Infinity Defense will be updatable in a way where they can swap out King Thanos with a new villain? Or will he always be the villain? You know what, CSRS? I love this question. And yes, I do think it will be. I do think maybe not Thanos, though. Okay, here, let me explain. I don't know necessarily if it's going to be Thanos that will be swappable, because I believe we're going to get an animatronic of him, if I'm not mistaken. But I do believe the attraction itself will be updatable where they can add new superheroes in there. Marvel loves to do that. And you see it with the land where it's constantly changing with like the meet and greets and things like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's something in there where they can update it and add new characters to cross promote like a new movie or a new show. Definitely a thing. I don't know about King Thanos specifically because I was under the impression that we're getting an animatronic of him, but I could be mistaken. But what say you, Ebba, on that? What do you think? Programmable, not so much?
So to go off your answer, my question is back to this is, okay, if that's possible, how is that going to tie into other audio animatronics or set pieces that they may have into this attraction? Because now you have to make it make sense with what you have physically there. So that's why it's like I get it, in terms of it would be cool having stuff swapped out, for like different storylines, because with Star Tours that works. Even with Smuggler's Run, right? We're going to have a Mando Grogu theme, but are they still going to use Hondo? Right? Are they still using Hondo for Star Wars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe they can do something like that where they maybe place Thanos as like a secondary character and they kind of reprogram him. But again, my issue is this is going to be a dark ride, right? Dark ride simulator theme, and you're still going to have physical sets. So how's that going to play into with what the alternate storyline that you're doing?
Yeah, it's interesting, to see. I'm very curious how they kind of adapt that, but I would be shocked if it wasn't updatable. I mean, really shocked, because Marvel, you kind of need to, right? I don't know. I feel like you kind of need to.
Well, to go back to Universal for a second, look at what they do with the DreamWorks Theater. They made that theater show completely interchangeable. Just because it's, Kung Fu Panda, they can interchange it. I think Disney needs to take a page out of that book and see if they could do it. And if they can execute it well, especially on the Avengers e-ticket, which we've all been waiting for since 2019, I think it's going to be a huge win for them.
Yeah, just reading in between the lines, though, of that question is like, I feel the pain, though, in that question. It's like, we got this ride announced how many years ago when Thanos was relevant? And then we went through Kang, and now Kang's not there. Now we're getting Doctor Doom, but we don't know what he looks like, and he's only been in like 2 or 3 movies. So I feel his pain. It's almost like just take out King Thanos and just put in Doctor Doom, because man, we're so burnt out on that image they showed of the ride like 4 or 5 years ago. It's like, I hear you. Thanos is burnt out.
So I have a question for you guys then, right? Is instead of them doing an attraction where Thanos or Kang are like, the bad guys, should they have done a ride based off one of the Avengers, but just that character's kind of story and villain?
Well, thank God they didn't, because that Spider-Man ride sucks, right?
well, okay, well, not that one, the stupid spider bots, right? Like, what's that?
It's crazy. It's crazy. We got Maybe in the house. Hey, cuties, let's go. There we go. And Candy Camper goes, me? Yeah, it's you, Candid. You are sexy, bro. You are absolutely sexy. And Maybe continues, I want Pokemon expansion so bad, and I want Naruto at FanFest next year. Yeah, Universal, gotta hire Maybe. That would be sick. Go ahead, Tommy.
Right. I totally thought next year 100% will be Naruto. I was thinking if they did 2, because they did Jujutsu Kaisen in the theater, that would be Dragon Ball. So they're not going to have Dragon Ball Z characters walking around the park, because there's some issues going on with who's owns Super and everything right now. But I could see them doing a movie or a show in that building, but then Naruto would be the crazy fan fest where everybody's dressed up. Yeah, that would be sick.
That would be hard. That'd be hard. Bad Thought Studio, Mr. Tones Poppy. Wait, is that the one and only maybe? It is absolutely the one and only
maybe.
There she is. There she is. And I missed a super chat. Hold on one sec. It was from Remy D. What do you guys think is the perfect anchor landmark for an ideal Marvel land? A destroyed New York City with a downed life-size Leviathan. Oh, that's pretty sick, Remy D. Actually, yeah, that sounds pretty dope. Sign me up. I don't know. That sounds dope to me. But it kind of depends too, though, because I see the thing with Marvel is that it's so diverse in because with Marvel, there's like hundreds of like IPs within the Marvel brand. So you got like Black Panther, you got like the Guardians, you got Thor, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to kind of lock in like one icon, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, you came pretty damn close, Remy D. What say you, Mr. Webba?
Well, because with this question, I immediately just thought of like not Avengers Campus per se, but like a Avengers central piece, right? Because that's where you kind of have your main group of superheroes, and then it kind of splits off from there, right? And here's the thing, maybe if we had like a Marvel land, because we've seen this with DCA, where like we had like the zombie Captain America, we had Moon Knight, right? Like here's the thing, where are all those characters? Bring those back. Like, why are those one and done characters? Bring those things back, and they have a Marvel land where you can do a lot of stuff. Yeah, I know they do it in DCA in the little Avengers campus, but no, like have like an Avengers central hub, right? Where like you get your characters are there, and then you can have like the other hubs of the other characters in that area.
Yeah,
do that.
No, absolutely. You can even do Fantastic Four. We know. I know Matey would be happy about that one. Pedro Pascal, a little Fantastic Four action in there. But the Giant Peter show, and make sure when you address Peter, it's the Giant Peter show. The first time he came on the channel, I just called him Giant Peter. So I'm sorry, Mr. Peter. I just want a Spider-Man land at DCA. Yeah. Well, don't we kind of have Spider-Man land at DCA though? When you walk in, it's like wet, everything's like Spider-Man though, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing, it's not good though. Like why is Spider-Man? Why are we dealing with this spider bot nonsense? No, I want to go on a Spider-Man attraction that we're going on with adventure fighting villains, right? Like Green Goblin, Doc Ock, right? Where is that? Oh wait, that's going to China, right? And then China's getting a whole Spider-Man land, like. I wish we got a better Spider-Man theme, like for California.
I completely agree, bro. Spider-Man's a great character, and we got like a lesser version of Ninjago.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Sony owns it, man. Sony's not going to give rights up to nothing, man. There's no villains. There's no Spider-Man villains. You can't see nothing.
No, it's booty cheek.
But hey. I think if we get the Avengers campus completed, and then by that time a solid X-Men movie drops, that's a reboot, we could just get Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters or whatever, and we could have a whole X-Men section, because X-Men, when I was growing up, that was Marvel to me. It was X-Men.
Well, okay, so it's so funny you mentioned that, because there's been a lot of questions. Me and you, Tommy, even talked about it. I think we might even talked about it on George's a walk and talk, which, by the way, was absolutely fun to do at DCA. And we passed by the Hyperion Theater, which is literally adjacent from Guardians of the Galaxy, and that theater has been sitting there forever. So that could be an expansion slot right there to put X-Men addition to Avengers Campus. I think that would be 100% go.
I just had one thought. Imagine we had a Spider-Man ride where like you're fighting like Venom. Dude, how sick would that be? Come on.
Come on, bro. Hey, you're Spider-Man, Eva. Make it happen, dude.
Sign me up.
Make it happen, Captain. Bad Thought Studio, Mr. Tones Poppy says he has a two-parter. I want to get your guys' opinions on something. So yesterday, a huge fantasy TV show was canceled due to financial reasons on Amazon Prime. but yet it had a 97% rating. So my question is, after hearing that, does that concern you when it comes to fantasy genre? Because it's very hard and expensive to make those kind of shows. That is very concerning, Tones, I think, especially since the show had a 90% rating. So people really, really liked it. That's very concerning. I love that genre. You know, like you and I, we love the Game of Thrones. We love the House of the Dragon. That whole genre is amazing. Both of us are really looking forward to the. It's not a TV show, but we're really looking forward to the How to Train Your Dragon movie, the live action one, which is also like that same kind of fantasy genre. So yeah, it's concerning for sure. You know, and that's the thing. There's a market for it. You know, that's the thing that bothers me with a lot of these studios is they get like cold feet and like they become very reactive and super scared over everything. It's kind of annoying. But what say you, Tommy? What do you think, brother?
Oh man, I love fantasy. I mean, Lord of the Rings is my favorite movie trilogy of all time. So I definitely love fantasy, but yeah, like you said, the CGI, everything gets expensive. I mean, the Amazon show, The Rings of Power, I don't know what show he's referring to, but they put a lot of money into that. I mean, that's the most expensive show like Amazon's done, or maybe in television history. I'm not sure, but yeah, I love Game of Thrones too. It is nerve-wracking. I feel like we go in like steps every year of what's popular at the time. And, you know, like vampires are coming back now, like last year, but they were gone for a while. I feel like zombies are trickling out. You know, they'll come back later. So maybe fantasy will make a bounce back eventually. Of course, at least we got House of Dragon rolling still, though. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Tones elaborated here. He said the show is called Wheels of Time, which actually friend of the channel on YouTube, EDN. They had a whole series on that particular show, so check them out on YouTube. They're a friend of the channel, really cool guys. But yeah, that's crazy, Tones. Well, we'll kind of have to see how that all shakes out. Yeah. We got Lene Ward here, a Stan Lee animatronic show, one of the empty spaces in DCA. See, that's interesting because we're getting a Walt Disney animatronic,
right?
So put a Stan Lee in there,
Yeah,
so
or a projection, like a artificial projection of him.
Right. No, absolutely. And we did a walk.
Stan Lee his voice is so prominent, man. They could just have his audio going over.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. That'd be sick. And actually, it was kind of funny. We were on Citrico Central, the walk and talk, right, conductor, this past weekend, and we were like getting super nerdy with it. We're getting nerdy with it. We went to the DCA dedication plaque, and we were breaking down line by line, because like in that plaque, they talk about like not just the state of California that the park is kind of themed to, but the dreamers who influenced and impacted California. And Stan Lee is obviously one of those amazing people, right? And like Steve Jobs, Walt Disney. So it's kind of interesting because like a lot of fans talk about, hey, DCA is kind of getting away from the California theme. But if you read the dedication plaque, they really haven't, because they do incorporate those dreamers that impacted the state. Now I get it. The normie, like the soccer mom, ain't going to know any of that stuff. So I get it. We're like in the weeds here with the nerdy stuff, but it was just kind of interesting to kind of break that plaque down and kind of see that, like, well, okay, interesting perspective. King Tiger Tank with a $5 super chat. Well, thank you so much, King Tiger, for the super chat. Former Disney exec John Storbeck has been laid off after 10 years at Knott's Berry Farm. Any thoughts on future direction of Knott's? Yeah, Ebba, you brought this to my attention today. You wanted to do a video on it, which I'm totally down to do. Look, they Cedar Fair and Six Flags, they merged like a year ago, I think, ish. This is what happens with a lot of that stuff. Like we saw a lot of layoffs too with the Fox merger or the Fox buyout from Disney. People are going to lose their jobs, and it sucks. It really does suck, but I don't know. I have to look into it though more in terms of John in particular. I'm not familiar with him I'm not familiar with him particularly, but yeah, I mean, it's not too surprising, right? When you merge these two big companies, there's going to be a lot of redundancies and stuff. and people are going to get laid off. But you brought this article to my attention today. We will be doing a video on it, but what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, no, I mean, like you said, this is what's going to happen, because we also had announced Six Flags. Well, Six Flags, I believe it's was it Six Flags Entertainment Corporation or something?
Yeah.
These two companies merging, right? Six Flags, there's a lot of parks that are going to be closing, right? So we're going to see people getting laid off, parks closing, right? This is what happens, unfortunately. So I really think that there's going to be a huge restructure going on for both these combined companies. And, I hope, it sucks when people get laid off, but I do hope that we see potentially greater product in both parks, right? Because here's the thing, I'm not a roller coaster fan, but Magic Mountain is a great park for that. And Knott's Berry Farm, it's a good little park as like a regional park, But I would like to see a lot of investment in both these types of parks. So hopefully they can be great attractions, great more theming and whatnot. So it sucks. I feel sorry for the person, because I think the Six Flags person also lost their position as well. I believe it was 2 people. So hopefully, we start seeing some improvements in all the Six Flags parks or the water parks, and also Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah, well said. Mark McHugh, it's always good to see you, Mark. Welcome to OG55. It says here, Jim Henson animatronic show featuring the Muppets. I am on board, Mark. I am so on board. You have no idea. Look, the World of Color Happiness show at DCA has the most fire pre-show with those Muppets that I've ever seen. I mean, with the little otter with the little suit and everything. Oh my God, that show. Dude, I could have watched the 5-minute Muppet pre-show and I was satisfied. I could have left and been fine. That was amazing. So yeah, Jim Henson, Muppets. Yeah, let's make it happen. Epic Berserker here says if Disney had the balls, the cojongas, they would offer to get Knott's. Yeah, I mean, that would be kind of cool, but they never will. And then it would be a bad look for Disney because Disney would want to have their own park. Yeah. So they'd probably buy it and then go in there with bulldozers.
Oh yeah. Well, see, and then here's the other thing too. Let's say Disney did that, right? You hear this argument all the time, which I disagree with, but I understand it. Is that people, especially the normies, look at Knott's as a cheaper alternative to Disney, right? Because they're so proximity, right? They still get the rides and whatnot. However, in my opinion, I believe that Universal is the actual more true alternative to Disney or Disneyland, Walt Disney. And if Disney went and bought up Knott's, now people who can't, let's say, afford Disney, but they can afford Knott's, now they can't go there either because now it's going to have Disney prices.
Yeah, unless you're balling like the Italiano, you got 2 magic keys. You can do that. Right? You're making that money, bro.
Brand new money, brand new hundreds, got a bunch of zeros like a bag of new Funyuns.
There we go. Absolutely. And then maybe here says this is why I stay reading fantasy. They can't kill the budget with my books. That's a good point. No. If you read the books. Right.
Actually, I was looking up. The Rings of Power, Tommy, and it looks like that the entire thing for the first season was around $1 billion. Wow,
that's a lot.
Crazy. That's crazy.
And it wasn't even that good.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I'm a Lord of the Rings fan. So I could say it. The season 2 was fire though. Season 2 was good.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard that show had. Remy D, it's the worst show. It's the worst show ever made. Oh man,
it's true, man. It's harsh, man. Damn. Lord of the Rings fans are harsh. Let me tell you.
But Lene coming here, she's dropping like so much truth right here with the Muppet pre-show.
Oh,
God, that was such a great.
Oh, it's awesome.
Wasn't it awesome, Conductor? I love it, man.
I did. It was so awesome to see that. Oh my God. I agree with you though. I couldn't watch that and just said, you know what? Everyone's at World of Color right now. I'll get on the Cars attraction. I'll probably wait 10 minutes. I was satisfied with that 5-minute pre-show and done.
Yeah. No, absolutely. The otter with the little suit was just like he just won me over. The little guy. I would let him represent me 100%. He's amazing. Mr. Tones Poppy, Bad Thought Studio. Live action movies are changing now with all the movies that are sticking with the original stories, and the CGI is looking better. How You Train Your Dragon is going to be even better. Yeah, that's a great point, Tones. They are. They're sticking true. They're sticking more true to the stories, the looks of the characters, all that stuff. A little bit safer route, you know. So, but you know, I will say though, I do love. I love Halle Bailey, if I'm pronouncing her name right. I do love her. I'm a fan of her. And I thought she was really cool in that role, but you know, it's a lot of people are funny about that stuff and they didn't like that. Ebba, you have mentioned many times you don't like when they changed it around like that, right? It's not you like them to stay true, right? To the cartoon or whatever.
Yes, exactly. I like them to stay true to the cartoon or to how it was made in the original way from that company, right? So if you're gonna make, like, let's say Hercules based off the animation version of Disney, I want to see a live action version of that, right? Now, of course, you know, I'm not saying like that you have to be 100% with everything. You can take some liberties. However, I still want the story to be that story, and I want the characters to look the way they do, as best represented as possible, right? I don't like, you're saying change is okay if done correctly, right? And for the right reason. I don't like change if it's going to be crappy and for the wrong reason. Okay, I just want to clarify that.
There we go. Yeah, actually, one of my biggest content. If I was casting another live action Little Mermaid, and you gentlemen on the panel will not know who this is, but Youngjin from La Seraphim, she's a K-pop group. She would, of course, dude. She would be perfect. Maybe knows exactly who I'm talking about. Youngjin would be perfect with her big red hair. She was a perfect Ariel. Mark McHugh here says, I think there is a third park coming in Toy Story lot. I do agree with you, Mark. But do you think in 10 years or so they get another lot in the area to build a fourth so they can put Florida to shame? Mm-hmm. Oh, man. I mean, it's possible. I mean, I think third park, you're right, is definitely coming to Toy Story a lot. I've said this before many times in many videos. It's 75 acres-ish. Okay. I mean, Disney's not going to it's going to be really hard for Disney to find that many acres in one spot in the middle of Anaheim that's close to the original resort. So a third gate, it's almost inevitable.
Yeah.
Fourth gate's going to be kind of tough, you know. Fourth gate, you would have to kind of do the weirdness with like if you were to build the park like in between like the like if you were not to if you were going to skip out and not do the symbol lot for DCA, you can use the symbol lot and that whole middle area, and then going into like the Disneyland hotel area, and then that expansion pad on that side. I think it's the Lilo and Stitch parking lot. You can make a park there technically, but that would create a logistical mess because then you have a park, hotels literally in the park, and then downtown Disney empties out into it. It would be a real mess. I mean, but technically you could do that. But yeah, fourth park, I don't know if we'll ever get it, to be honest with you, Mark. But third park, almost certainly. What say you, conductor?
So I want to ask you first off, and I might be completely wrong on this, is the Toy Story lot literally right next to the convention center where they host D23, or is it kind of far off?
No, it's pretty close. It's like, yeah, it's pretty close to it. Yeah, it's not too far.
So I don't know about a fourth park, but what they could do if Disney can finagle, and it's going to be a lot of red tape, and I already know how Disney loves going through red tape, but you know, they could expand the Toy Story lot to make it bigger, because I think we've talked about it, me and you, OG, at one point or another, and it was just talk. It wasn't meaning anything, but that the city of Anaheim.
Oh, but conductor, it meant something to me.
Oh! Here we go.
I'm just kidding, bro. I'm kidding.
That's after hours.
Yes,
exactly. After hours, and the new park in the hotel.
Yeah, exactly.
It's coming soon. Okay, but besides that, no, but the city of Anaheim at one point, there was whispers and murmurs about the convention center being relocated. And if that ever does come to light at some point, do you think Disney will, try to expand the Toy Story lot? Or do you think it's too far away and too weird and for them to do that, because I just don't see a fourth park. Now, hold on a second. If Angel Stadium, I'm just going to throw it out there. If it was a lot closer to the Disneyland Resort, because the Angels, their contract is ending in 2032, and it's been talked about for the last 20 plus years that they wanted to relocate either to, Tustin or Riverside or somewhere than where they're at. And if that footprint was a lot closer to Disneyland, I would agree with you on that fourth park or that fourth gate. I would agree with you guys on that.
All right. Yeah, we'll see. And T.S. Wade asked this question, and another gentleman actually asked the same thing. And we actually watched the trailer before the live. So we have to talk about Zootopia too. Wade, I thought the trailer was freaking dope, dude. I thought it was a really unique kind of teaser. Kind of interesting. I don't know. Usually with these trailers, you just get kind of like maybe a clip from the movie or something like that. But this kind of it was kind of a weird kind of editing thing with the music, and it was kind of weird. I don't know. I really dug it. I love the first movie though, so I'm kind of biased. But Webba, you haven't seen the first movie, have you?
I have not. No, I think that's one of the only like newish Disney movies I haven't seen. Actually, I've seen everything else except Zootopia.
Wait, Webba, you saw Wish?
I saw Wish. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. That's like the only movie I haven't seen. Is it weak? I heard it was terrible.
I give it like 6 out of 10.
All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
get back to it. Sorry.
Yeah. So I thought that the Caesar was good, like what OG was saying. It wasn't like stuff from like the actual movie itself, but what I loved was how it conveyed the kind of, I guess, feelings that you will probably see throughout the second movie. Also, I like the kind of, it looks to be like a new baddie coming along, which I think is pretty cool. And also, I love the way at the end how they had, sorry, I don't know the character's name, but the snake, how they had her as like the two. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. That was cool. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought it was a really creative way to do a teaser, especially for a big popular franchise such as this.
Yeah, and we love baddies here on the channel, so absolutely. Absolutely. Maybe here said it sucks. Wish, not Zootopia. So just to clarify that, but yeah, I still haven't seen Wish. I still haven't seen it. So
man, they incorporated it in one of the things we watched. Was it World of Color or Wondrous Journeys or? What was it? I saw it. Did you see it, Brandon?
I thought I did. I can't. I want to say it was World of Color. I want to say it was, but I can't swear to that.
I know. Yeah. I can't either, man. I'll have to double check.
Yeah, well, it was also in, if I'm not mistaken, it's in Wondrous Journeys, because Wondrous Journeys was for the 100th.
Okay.
Every animated film was in there.
That was it then.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, OG.
No, I got you. Remy D here says, you think Universal needs a sci-fi themed land, something like Tomorrowland to call their own. What do you think about that? But like, we went to FanFest and they did a good job with Star Trek. I mean, that they've done some good stuff with that kind of thing. I mean,
so here's the thing, right? If you're not going to do like a specific IP land, right? Because I think it'd be really cool to have a Hill Valley like based off the second movie. You could actually, if you had a sci-fi like type of area, you could incorporate Star Trek and Back to the Future like for like the second movie version, right? Because you're talking about time travel, flying cars, and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, I think that'd be cool. But knowing Universal, though, how they're going in this IP land direction, same as Disney, I don't think we'll get like a dedicated overall encompassing like theme for our land. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing, that Star Trek walkthrough was dope. Here's the thing, I am not really a fan of Star Trek. I'm not. However, I'll say the main theme for Star Trek is still really dope, and that walkthrough was actually really cool. It felt like you're walking through an attraction, before you get like a queue before you get on a ride. So I have no doubt if Universal went like to like a Star Trek route to build an attraction, it'll be really dope.
Yeah, no, well said. Yeah, that Star Trek thing over at FanFest. Like I was walking through that and I was like, oh my God, this could be the queue for like Space Mountain or something. It was so well done. It looked permanent.
Or real quick, sorry. If you had a sci-fi area, you got Back to the Future, Part 2, Star Trek, and E.T.
Nice. E.T. That'd be sick. Mouseword Bound is in the house. Mouseword, we met this amazing couple at D23 and at the Disneyland 70th kickoff. And amazing people. I want to thank you, Mouseword Bound, for joining us this evening. Really surprised to see Wish in World of Color. So
maybe it wasn't World of Color then. I guess it wasn't World of Color, right? So we clarified. OG was right. It was in Wondrous, right?
It was in Wondrous. Yeah, I don't remember seeing it in World of Color, but I could be wrong on that too. But I know for a fact it was in Wondrous Journeys, though. You know. But Giant Peter here says, I keep saying best celebration World of Color was World of Color Celebrate in 2015.
Definitely, I was there for that.
You were there for that, brother?
I was. It was totally legit. It was the 1.0 version. I have to say that blew my mind. Maybe because it was the first iteration of that show, but I don't know. You know, everything since then, it's been good, but not that 2015. That 2015 was a magical year for that.
Okay. Interesting. We got Lene Ward here with only note for Universal Backlot is please let me throw foam bricks off the brownstone used in Home Alone 2's roof. Come on, Universal. Can we make some dreams happen here a little bit? Ryan, Andy, Hines, Lilo and Stitch will be easily making $1 billion, considering how popular Stitch is as a character around the world. It's making a lot. Yeah, I want to see it. I really want to see it. Plus, Stitch looks like my little dog. I don't know what it is that my dog looks just like Stitch because he has like the darker around the eyes and everything. So
it's awesome.
Oh no, I'm not a Stitch hater. I love little Stitch. Uh-oh. No, I'm not a hater. Oh wait, would you dare I say I'm the hold on one sec. Where's my hater drop? I got a hater drop on here somewhere. Oh, hold on, everybody. I gotta play the hater drop. Here we go. Dang it, where's my hater drop? Dang it, I don't have it. Oh, here we go.
I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Yeah. I hate the way that you
I think Stitch is really cute. And Lucas says I'm hating Stitch. Nah, I love me some Stitch.
No way.
Hey, OG, did you go to the Kendrick concert?
I did not. No, did you go?
No, I got some buddies going to the Vegas one though, so I'm gonna stay tapped in when they go next week.
Definitely.
There we go. Maybe he says, I swear I'm gonna find that clip. Find it. I don't remember ever saying I hated Stitch.
Uh-oh.
I don't remember ever saying that, but hey, yeah, find it. Let's see. I'm curious. I don't know. Or maybe I've changed my mind because it looks like my dog. So there we go. Mr. Seymour Duck. Rumor has it OG hates Stitch.
Oh, no. Here comes the house.
Oh, no.
There we go.
You know what's funny too, OG? Maybe he's actually going to find it, dude.
She'll find it. Absolutely.
I'm the biggest hater.
I'm the biggest hater, you know what I'm saying? The way that you talk. It's like fuck that little blue alien, fuck that dude. I hate the way he walks, hate the way he dresses, I hate that little. Absolutely. Let him know, Seymour. There we go.
That's funny.
There we go. Absolutely. And then we got Lucas and Disney. Speaking of Attack on Titan, I could see Universal doing promotion. Oh, hold on real quick. I think I know what maybe he's talking about. I didn't love the movie, but I love the character. But she's right. I think I was saying that in terms of animated films, I didn't love the movie because I didn't like a lot of like the watercolor backgrounds and things like that. So yeah, I know. I remember what you're referring to maybe. Yeah, but the character himself, I love him. It's kind of like Chicken Little, right? Like the movie, I don't know about the movie, but Chicken Little, come on, cutest thing ever. Lucas and Disney here says, speaking of Attack on Titan, I could see Universal doing promotion event one time, but Attack on Titan is pretty much over. And then we got Mr. Mark McHugh here. When the Eras Tour came to LA, I wonder if there were people who went to Disneyland during the day and the Eras Tour in the evening and just had the best day a person could have. Yeah, I'm not a big Taylor Swift guy myself, but she's got a fan base, 100%. Are you guys Taylor Swift guys? Tommy, are you a fan?
I like her "Welcome to New York" song. Some of her stuff's pretty good. What about you, conductor?
Same. I once in a while I'll get in the Taylor Swifty mood, but I don't know if I would go pay to see her at a concert venue, but I do like some of her music. So to be fair,
yeah. Sometimes the guy just needs to shake it off, right? Right, conductor.
Shake off the rust.
There he is. And then we got Theme Park Assembled. I'm no Swifty, or please no Swifty.
I promise you, Assemble. I'm not a Swifty. I'm just making that clear. So,
are you sure? Is that an Eras poster I see tucked away in the corner over there, conductor?
Okay.
I see it. Look.
A Mark Harmon, a Walt Disney picture. Nice try.
Okay. All right. Just double checking. Just double checking.
This one right here from Ryan Andy Hines. Is that how you pronounce? Sorry if I butcher your names, people. I'm so sorry. But Disney should have brought back the original World of Color for the 70th, and it fits the Rainbow Connection song really, really well. Now, here's the thing. I love the original World of Color. That one is, in my opinion, still the best form of World of Color. OG. Boys.
No, I agree. The OG World of Color is the best one, and OG cosigns on that for sure. No, 100%. I love the first one. I thought that was the best, and then especially with the Chernobog and all that, that was sick, dude.
Oh yeah,
that was sick. But I do love, this is a great idea. Disney should have brought back the original World of Color, but incorporate the Rainbow Connection in there, kind of weave it in, because Rainbow Connection is really like the perfect song for World of Color. It's the World of Color, rainbows. Come on, you can't. Yeah.
Exactly.
Can't get more perfect than that. Mr. Seymour Bucks. Mr. Money over here. Thoughts on Doomsday being delayed? It's funny. For me, I've never been like a doom and gloomer when it comes to like delays and things like that. I would rather these companies, whether it be a movie or like a theme park thing or something, like if they need more time to work on it, right? You only have one shot at opening this thing, or like premiering it, right? So you might as well make the best movie you can. So if I have to wait 6 more months for it to come out, but we get a better movie, I'd rather have the better movie.
But now they structured it where Spider-Man: A New Day is coming out before, so it's only inevitable that Sony's going to come out and delay that movie next.
Probably.
That's my guess. This is my theory.
Yeah,
because they want to keep that movie divided in between these two Avengers movies. And if they don't, they're going to have Avengers, Doomsday, and Christmas 2026, and then 27 Avengers, Secret Wars, and there's nothing in between. So they cannot do that. But I see why they're trying to go that route. They probably are not ready. You know what I mean? They have the Russo brothers directing. So they're trying to make it perfect. I actually think they're trying to get more characters in it and stuff too. And they're trying to have the big Christmas blockbusters be these Avengers movies. And they're trying to bring back the MCU with these.
Well said. Mouseword says here, OG World of Color with the Muppets intro. Oh, jeez, that would be so
100%
chef's kiss. Yeah, that would be amazing.
OG, I want you to go to the
Which one?
Let's read this one and then go 2 down after we read this one.
Okay, so Lucas says Doomsday delayed is a good decision because it probably has some CGI that seemed unfinished. Great point. And then was this the comment you wanted to talk about? Okay.
So Lucas makes a good point because Dune going against the Avengers movie, I think that's why it got delayed. That's one of many reasons. Also, I kind of see it on my end. Think about it. When we all watched Endgame, could you really count on your fingers how many actors and actresses they had in that one movie? So it could be a scheduling conflict as well.
Sure.
So
I just seen though Doomsday and Dune Messiah's coming out the same day. I can already see a Barbenheimer is going to be Doomsday. I'll call it.
Doomsday, you say? Here we go.
Oh, there we go. Dragon Blood. There we go.
There we go. Doomsday.
I love it.
Doomsday. Let me see. Okay, we'll do one more, then we'll get out of here. We got X Voot. X Voot, I think I saw you. We do a show every now and then with CapTheMagic. Jared, big shout out to Jared. He's an awesome dude. And I think you were on that show we did with him. So welcome to OG55. But it says here, how do you guys feel about the low attendance at Epic? I believe that they limited the attendance, and influencers and vloggers brought up the tickets and didn't stay the whole day. Your thoughts? Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier on the show. That it makes sense. But I think it was Blog Mickey who was saying that like tickets are available right now though, even though it's been light. So they're available for purchase. So they haven't been completely capped off. So, and then I think you were saying, Tommy, that the Italiano was saying today that it was a slow day.
Definitely.
Yeah, we got Italiano boots on the ground out there, man. So yeah, he's our go-to source right now.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that, Tommy. He on OG, you probably already know this. He is going to be talking about his Epic Universe Day tonight, 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, our time, to talk about Epic Universe. So definitely go check out Citrico Central. He's going to give us the firsthand look, and like Tommy said, he has boots on the ground, so he'll give us his honest, spicy Italian opinion.
He's at 8 o'clock. I mean, that's 15 minutes. You guys might as well stay.
8:30. 8:30.
8:30. All right. Get your popcorn ready then, man. This guy made it through life and death. He is living it up, man. Everybody should be following this guy right now.
He's had like 5 near-death experiences.
Exactly.
Bro, his content creator life almost fell apart. He almost lost his backpack. His issue with his surgery, bro, almost lost his. Come on, bro. This guy's invincible, bro.
Oh,
invincible. Teflon. Teflon. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Remy D here says, isn't it crazy that this summer a 3-day ticket for a family of 4 is $1,200 at Disney World versus $1,700 at Universal? Although this does not include Magic Kingdom. Yeah.
That hurts.
That's insane.
Yeah. That's a lot of money, right? I don't know.
Just go by yourself and leave the family at home. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go. Right? I mean, why the family? Just go by yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm kidding.
Nah, but in all seriousness though, like solo park days are pretty fun.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You get a lot done.
Yeah. I really kind of like, I love going with obviously like everybody. Like we had such an amazing fucking weekend, you guys. Like that Disney 70th was amazing, so I love going with all the friends and family, but then every now and then you mix it in with like a solo day, you just kind of walk around, chill at your own pace. Pretty cool.
And you learn something when you're by yourself. I feel like you initiate on something you've never really delved into. I don't know.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But gentlemen and everybody in the chat, Xvoot, Giant Peter Show, Epic Berserker, maybe Remy D Dragon, Blood, Lene Ward, Lucas and Disney, Theme Park Assemble, Mark McHugh, everybody, Mouthward Bound, Vegas Disney, just everybody in the chat. We do appreciate you so much. Disney Diva Gem, she's an absolute gem. Thank you, Disney Diva, for joining us as well. But we're gonna close out this live show an hour and 32 minutes in. Mr. Webba, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, he has to periodically mute his StreamYard because without him out there saving the city, you can hear all the city going to shit. So I think the city will be very glad that you are back, sir. But Mr. Webba, where can everybody find you on social media?
Well, OG, thank you so much for having me on with Theme Park Conductor and Mr. Tommy Toon. Woo! And thank you everyone at home for watching. You can find me on social media at Threads, Instagram, and Twitter at Mr. Webba91. You can also find me here on Orange Grove 55.
55 Live. And a Theme Park Conductor, the guy who loves that caboose, right?
Caboose all day.
There he is.
You can find me, Theme Park Conductor, on YouTube, Instagram, Blue Sky at Theme Park Conductor. You can find me on X at Theme Conductor. You can also find me XVoot tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the West Coast. I will be having Jared from CapTheMagic to get his initial reaction about Epic Universe, possibly the Italiano from Citrico Central. So it's a must, do not want to miss live stream. So definitely check that out. But I want to thank our amazing host, Orange Grove 55, our amazing guests, Mr. Webba, Tommy Toon World, and a huge, huge shout out to our amazing chat. You guys are awesome. We love you guys. You guys are amazing. Keep those questions going.
100%. Yeah, we're big. Hey, maybe we're not just cake people here. We like caboose too, you know.
Caboose right there.
Love that caboose, Mr. Tommy Toon. If you can let everybody know at home where they can find you on social media, man. And next time you are on the show, you have to wear your Roxanne shirt.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, I got you. Next one, Tuesday. So, hey, OG, man, I appreciate you like always, man, having me on. It was a fun time. Fellas, Webba, and Conductor, I will see you guys around. You guys, though, can find me on YouTube at Tommy Toon World. I'm getting my hit or miss food reviews up, ready to go for the 70th. Also, FanFest nights. And you can look at Tommy Toon _ on Instagram if you want to see more daily content, pictures, and that such.
There we go. We got Mr. Drunk 3PO in the house. You will all love Epic. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to going to Epic. One day I will make it down there and check it out. It looks awesome, dude. I mean, the How to Train Your Dragon stuff with like the little toothless and all that. I can't wait for that. The Monsters Unchained. I'm gonna give that a whirl. Check it out. So it looks really cool. Drunk, thank you for joining, man. Appreciate you. And then one last comment here. Shane Narani here. Have a nice Memorial Day weekend, everybody at home. Thank you so much for joining this episode of OG55. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut the lights.
And cut the lights, cut the lights, cut the lights, cut the motherfucker.
Thank you for watching OG55. If you aren't already, consider becoming a member today.